in between lessons, I updated the script. So right in the last lesson, we can see that we did this section right here for the create controls. And then just using the same CC function we created in the last video, I went through and made all the rest of the controls. So if we look at what we got right now with the auto rig, we have the controls that we need for the body right now. And this is like a very simple setup just to get the idea of what we're doing with the rig to get a functional rig. Nothing is connected to anything right now, but they are all placed where they need to be. In this lesson, what I want to do is set up a set of controls or commands in here to be able to color the rig, because right now everything is the same color, the default curve color that we have here. But ideally with rigs, like typically, I have this shelf that I've created in a previous video for another tutorial series. But if I go here, I'd like to have like a yellow control for all of the center curves. So if I go here and select all of these, it doesn't matter. It just says example. We can see that they'll turn all yellow. Then the right hand side of the character I like to have with red controls, and then the left hand side of the control of the character I like to have blue controls. So that way you can pretty easily see what control is going to be controlling what. So we're going to basically do this control. Let me show you guys really quick how that control, what that control is actually doing. So we can adjust this one right here. So if we look in the attribute editor and we go to the control right here, we have display, then we have drawing overrides. We end up enabling the drawing overrides, and we change the color to what we want. We find yellow. There we go. So we would have a yellow color here. And that is how we would do that. So going through the steps, that's how we do it. And then you would just kind of adjust for whatever color we would need here. So basically what we're going to do is add that. So if we look at the script, let's make this small here, and let's bring back the script editor. There we go. Okay, so we can do it as we're creating the curve, which could be pretty functional. We can also, because we've gone through and named everything to make sure that it follows a naming convention, we can actually look for, let me expand this really quick, and we're going to go to the channel box. Okay. Okay, so yeah, we can't, because we have the naming convention, we have the control, the name of the control, and we have, so we can see that it's center control. We know that it is a control, so we can go through and select all the controls and change them that way, or we can do it as we're creating it. And I think doing it as we're creating it right here would be efficient within the code. We can add it into the same CC function that we have here. So what we can do is say we can create actually before the clear, what we're going to do is basically create it and make it yellow. Right here we're going to need a condition. So if alignment is equal to C, we can start off with the center, and that is a string. There we go. Then we want to change the color. And how do we change the color? Basically, we need to get the shape node because it's not the actual object itself of the control. So let's see, the circle right here, we have the name. So we can get the name right here. And what we're going to say, shape node is equal to name plus, actually, nope, not name. We're going to say mc.list relatives. And then we're going to say name. And then shape node is going to be equal to shape node and then the first item in the list there. So that will give us the shape node that we need to be working with. Then we're going to say mc dot set attr and we're going to get the shape node. Plus dot override enabled 1, which is true. So if you remember, we had to make sure that we turned on the draw overrides by enabling that checkbox. So that will do that for us. Then mc.set attr and then shape node plus the second attribute that we want to change is override color, and then it's going to be for yellow 17 because that's going to be our center joints. And if we wanted to figure that out, let's look over here. We can go to the attribute editor, enable overrides, and this starts off at 0, and you go 1, 2, 3, 4. You can count all the way through, and then this yellow color should be the 17th index number. There's also, if you wanted to change it to RGB, and then you can get a full color spectrum if you want, but the index number is good enough for what we're working on right now. But if you wanted to experiment with that, you can switch it over to RGB. Okay, so let me clear all of this. Let's minimize the attribute editor, bring that here, and then let's get the script editor back up. There you go, and then let's run this to test it really quick. I have the create skeleton and create rig, and hopefully if we did everything right, we shouldn't get any errors, and all the center controls are yellow, which they are. That's perfect. we haven't done the right and the left, but basically they're going to be the same. Let's copy this and paste it. But we're going to do L for left, which is blue, which would be the same as creating this right here, which will turn it blue. I already got the index number here, so I don't have to figure it out. But like I said, you just go to the attribute editor on the draw overrides if you want a different color. Move it down the slider, and you can see which number it lands on. Then we have, instead of 17, it's going to be 6. And then copy this. Paste it. This is going to be R right, which is red. And let me just select the control so that I can get the index number. It's going to be 13 for the red that we're going to be using here. Okay. So let's clear all that and run the script. See what it looks like. And we have red and blue on each side. Great. That is working perfectly. So we'll end this video here and we'll continue on with the rig in the next video. Thank you. Bye.